So this is like the 11th time that we're having the Go4Europe. We began in 1993. We're having it every year or every 18 months. It began as a small event with about 100 people coming from Europe, but eventually it grew and escalated into this, which is now more than 1,000 people, mostly from Israel, Europe, but recently we also see some people from the BRIC countries, a lot of people from Russia, which is a big change, people from China and India, and people from India are starting to flock as well.
I think the most important aspect is to see that Israel is becoming one of the places which is calling the attention of the Americans, the Europeans, the Chinese, the Indian. Israel is buoyant in terms of innovation, and it's not only a question of technology. You see this also in pharma, you see it in agriculture, you see it in many areas. So what is interesting today is to see how Israel is attracting the investment from other countries. And this is extremely positive for Israel. And I wish that the Europeans are more active on this side of the Mediterranean Sea.
Their interest is obviously to do business, but in addition to business, basically what they're looking to do is to learn what have we done right? Is it just circumstances, or did we have this great concept and great design to come up and live with unemployment levels which are very low compared to the Europeans? The Europeans are around 24%. In Spain it could be 26%. But here in Israel we have been able to grow. We're kind of a strange animal, right? We're part of the OECD, part of the developed economies on the one hand. On the other hand, we are growing at 3.5–4% a year. The Europeans could not understand this, and they're coming here, sitting with us and trying to figure out what is it that we have done right, what is the recipe for success.
Is there anything that you feel that the Israelis learn from the Europeans, something about their method, their style?
Oh, of course. I'm a true believer that all these relationships are reciprocal, and I think there's always something to learn. I think, if I may say, without taking too much of a risk of being a little bit arrogant here, I think the Europeans are actually learning from us, at least in the context of this event, more than what we learn from them. They are. No question about it. They're in stagnation, they have issues, they have problems, and somehow we came out, with flying colors.
So you're here presenting your technology to the Europeans. First of all, what's your technology all about?
Screamo creates interaction between mobile to digital screens. We enable advertisers to create any interaction between mobile to digital screens. So we actually took something that was very complex and expensive and made it accessible for any advertisers to use. So we operate today in United States, Israel, and Europe with customers such as Madison Square Garden and Maccabi Tel Aviv. They use our technology in order to engage their fans and to grow the digital ad space revenues.
Tell us about the European connection.
Screamo is the first Israeli company to cooperate with Deutsche Telekom new program for startups. Deutsche Telekom actually opens for us the doors for clients that they have in their business network, and that way they can approach new startups and to touch the innovation and to learn about all the new trends.
Now, another thing that we're seeing here today, again this year, is the issue of presenting the startup companies to the world. Still the startup nation?
We're still the startup nation. I mean, this is a great book, which was written in English, and recently my chairman, Eddie Kuckerman, also wrote a similar book, not like this, but a little bit different in French. We are the startup nation. We are having more money invested in startups and in venture capital, more than all of more of all of Europe together, which is an unbelievable phenomenon.